out? What do you need to do if you're a skinny person? I need you to work out like hell. Just work out like your life depends on this. Welcome Jaspis, I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today, this is a video that I know you guys have been waiting for, even if you've never asked for it. I'm giving it to you by force. It's a video about hard gainers. The people who are just skinny and they want to just add some mass, and you're starting right now. So you've been having a problem with gaining weight. That is, when I talk about weight, I never talk about fat. I don't want you guys to gain fat because I believe that's a pandemic. People have a problem losing fat, not gaining it. So I want to believe that you're not somebody who's trying to gain fat. If you're that person, this is not a video for you. Maybe you look for somewhere else. You can go and watch Nikocado Avocado or The Hungry Fat Chick. There you'll find the tips on how to get fatter. Here we're just going to teach you on how to get a leaner, bigger looking body. Number one, we're starting with the diet. So a hard gainer, what is the definition of a hard gainer? A hard gainer is just somebody who has difficulty gaining weight, that is gaining muscles, and is losing fat. They're just skinny naturally. These are the people who can eat all type of nonsense and they just look skinny. You see, they have just flat tummy anyways. This is for you. So, number one is your diet. The reason why you're just looking skinny, the reason why you're just not gaining any muscles is because you're not eating enough. You're just not eating enough. Because if you were eating enough, you could be gaining weight. Any type of weight. It could be either fat or muscle, but you could be gaining something. So you're just not eating enough. So you're starting with that. You need to eat enough. You need to eat more. And you might be wondering, well, how comes? But I'm always eating so much. I'm eating all the time. Because your metabolic rate is just higher than the person you're comparing yourself to. You're seeing then your sister who is just gaining weight anyhow, and you're eating the same amount of food. It's because you're just gifted with a very beautiful thing called high metabolic rate. That's a very beautiful thing. You should be happy by the way, because always losing fat is more difficult than gaining it. Gaining it is so easy. So that's something that if you're worrying about, you need not to worry. In fact, you should go and party. You have nowhere. You are good to go. So anyway, back to the video. If you're somebody who just is not gaining muscles, it means that you're not eating enough. So I just need you to, number one, start by at least add some proteins in whatever you're eating. If you're always eating 2 eggs, start eating 3. Start adding some proteins. Make the proteins also be of high quality. What do I mean by high quality? These are mainly animal proteins, and if they're plant proteins, they're not processed proteins. They're the legumes like the beans, the green grams, the lentils, all those types of grains that are packed with so much proteins. You can start with those ones if you are a vegan, that is. But if you are an omnivore like I, thyself, yours truly, you can kill yourself with those fatty meat. I'm talking about fatty meat, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm talking about fatty meat. Not lean, fatty meat. You can have that chicken, any part of the chicken, including the skin. You're the person who doesn't need to remove the skin of the chicken, by the way, because you need those fats. Also, you're the person who needs to eat a lot of fish. You see? A lot of eggs. You see? A lot of milk. Even if you don't drink milk, you need to have your tea with some milk, because you just need to get as many calories as possible as where you can get them, and they need to be healthy calories. That takes me to number 3. Eating more doesn't mean that I need you to eat any type of calorie. I need you to go for high quality calories, which means you're going to stop eating stuff like, very good, cake. You stop eating a lot of sugar, highly processed food like chocolate, very good, like ice cream, like fries. Why are you stopping eating all these things? Because these things are just going to fill your stomach, but they're not going to give you the building blocks that you really need for you to have that body. Otherwise, you're going to be full all the time, but still skinny all the time. And that's not what you're looking for. And if you continue eating this processed food so much, you're going to move from skinny, not to sexy, but another stupid X, which is skinny fat. Instead from skinny to sexy, it's going to be skinny to skinny fat. You see, and that's just not what you're looking for. So for you not to go to skinny fat, but move direct from skinny to sexy aesthetically, you need to have what is called quality caloric food. These are food like the ones I just mentioned. High quality this is a one ingredient food like vegetables, meat, white and red meat, and those grains. Okay, after that level, I know my Indian friends, you know what I mean by level. After that level, you need to go to what is called, you need to eat a lot of carbohydrates, high quality carbohydrates. Then somebody will be like, why should I eat carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are going to make me fat. You're the person who doesn't have such a problem. if you are the person who has a problem with eating so much carbohydrates will make you fat, this is not a video for you. Go to the video for the skinny fats, it's down there. But if you're somebody who's really skinny, eating a lot of carbs is just not a problem for you. But I'm not just trying to say that you eat too much carbs, because already majority of your meal is going to be proteins and some vegetables. So this is now this is how I want your plate to look like. I want your plate to be divided into 4. A half of it is going to be made of just high quality fats and vegetables. Another quarter is going to be made of carbs. Another quarter is going to be made of high quality proteins. So going to now this half that is made of veggies. Veggies are just for you to have healthy gut, because digestion is very important. Maybe you're just eating a lot of food but your digestion is fucked up. So you'll need the veggies like the spinach, the cabbages, the cabbages, red cabbages, the normal cabbages, spinach, kale, you name it, all those things that you guys eat. Then you need to have some fat. You can have some avocado. Why do you need so much fat? Somebody will be like, won't the fat make me fat? Don't be a dummy. Fat doesn't make you fat. In this case, you're somebody who need a lot of testosterone hormones in a very high level, because chances are your hormones are just fucked up. That's why you're just not building enough muscles. And we know that anytime when you have issues with your hormones, what really helps you with that is fats, high quality fats, like nuts. You can eat the nuts like cashew nuts, peanuts, macadamia nuts, all those nuts. Also, you can get your high quality fats from olive oil, avocado, and all those fats. Those high quality fats. Why am I asking you to have these? I've told you it's because you want your hormones to be well balanced, so that you have those testosterone hormones enough to just make you build enough muscles. Above all these put together, you need to be in what is called a caloric surplus, which means you need to eat more food than the food you're burning, because already you have a problem with burning just too much. So just increase the quantity of all these. Then you look at yourself after a month, and if you notice that the scale is not changing and your body is looking better, or because the scale must not change, because maybe you're burning so much fats at the rate at which you're building muscles. So if the scale is not changing but your body is looking better, you're starting to see those muscles, it means you're in a good spot. But if you notice that you're starting to gain some fat, it means you need to burn, you need to reduce a little bit on the carbs that you're just having, but you maintain the proteins. If you're maintaining the same weight you used to have and there's no change in your body, you need to increase a little bit of proteins and a little bit of carbs. You just play with those numbers, and in time you just see your body growing. Going next to now your workout. What do you need to do if you're a skinny person? I need you to work out like hell. Just work out like your life depends on this. Number 1, I want you to ditch long cardio. Already you're burning too much calories, so you don't need to burn extra. So just stop running too much. You are not the person I need to see running all the time. So I need you to replace the long distance runs with the short heat sprints. These are going to make you get enough growth hormones that you need for the growth of muscles within a very short time. You're not going to burn so much calories within a very short time, and also you're going to gain that VO2 max, which means you're going to have a bigger lung capacity within a very short time. So this one favors you over the long runs. You don't need the long runs, the long swims. So go for the sprints, the things that are really go fast, or you can go for very quick rope skipping, but I would highly recommend you go for sprint. That's my first choice if you wanted really to continue building muscles, as you also make sure that your athleticism is as a bed rest, because you can work so much out on resistance and then you forget your aerobics, and that will make you be an incomplete athlete, because here we are not all about looks, we're also about health and looking great and living for a long time. So I need you to do that. Just do the HIIT to the minimal, that is once to twice per week, not every day. Then I need you to train each and every body muscle, that is your biceps, your chest, your triceps, your abs, your legs. I need you to train them, each and every one of them, at least two to 3 times per week. And also I need you to concentrate on the heavy compound lifts. Heavy compound lifts are like those workouts which are easy for you to progress, because you need to concentrate on progressive overload, which means week after week after week, or time after time, you need to be adding at least the reps, the sets, or the weight that you're carrying, so that you concentrate on getting stronger. And the more you get stronger, the body is going to respond to that and is going to get a signal that it needs to grow. So I need you to always concentrate on these 2 things: progressive overload, also adding more weight. And then you may be asking me, I'll be gaining weight, I'll be adding more weight, but from what is the rep range that I need to do for me to gain that enough muscles? I need you to go for 8 reps to around 15 reps there. That is good for you, because I don't need you to go to the too heavy reps, which are going to cause you some injuries and are not going to activate that muscle as much as I want it. I want that muscle to scream, because you're a hard gainer, which means you don't find it easy gaining muscle. So that muscle needs to be forced to grow. So those high reps are going to torture that muscle. You're going to be so excruciatingly painful, and also they're going to give you enough time and attention, because when you do so many reps, it means that your muscles are going to be under tension for a longer time than somebody who does heavier but fewer reps. Because somebody going for 10 reps and somebody going for 5 reps, they're doing this workout assuming that they're doing them at the same pace. It means that the person who goes for 5 reps is just doing half, that muscle is under tension for half the time the other person doing it for 10 reps is. You understand? So I need you to go for those high reps, concentrate on adding weight on that bar, and don't care about what the next person is carrying, whether they're carrying 100 kg and you're just carrying 10 kg. That is theirs. What you care about is what you carry, because your body doesn't know how much you're carrying. Your body doesn't know the difference between 10 kg and 50 kg. Your body just knows the stress that it's experiencing at that time. So as long as the weight you're carrying is just giving you enough stress, you're feeling it's heavy on you, that is, you're heavy. That's if it is somebody else's light, that fuck them. That is up to them. That is not up to you. Because this life and even the gym, when you go to it, this is not a popularity contest. You're not trying to compete with the next person on how much you can lift. We're just competing in our previous self. We want to look better. We're just fighting this one thing called skinny. We just want to stop being called skinny. We want to fit in our clothes better. So we don't care about the next person. Just push it, and above all, just be patient and have enough rest. Skinny fat people who are skinny, sorry skinny fat guys, I'm really mentioning you guys, but a skinny person is somebody, maybe chances are you are not resting enough, because you move so much, you're always burning calories. I need you to sleep enough, so that that muscle that is going through so much pain gets enough rest, so that it can improve, so that it can grow, so that it can get better and stronger, so that the next day you add the weight, you add the size of your shirt, so that those small t-shirts you're putting on can stop fitting, and those ladies, those small trousers you guys are putting on can stop fitting, because the hips are just going to be too large if you continue to follow this program. And above all, if you assume this last point, it doesn't matter even if you do all this one, if you don't do it, you're not going to get that, you're not going to change those clothes, and you're not going to look any better. And that is, stay consistent, don't stop. Do this even if you're not seeing any change, because sometimes you're not seeing any change, but the change is there. You're just not seeing it because you're too familiar with yourself. You see yourself all the time. Let me see you in the next one.